As a little girl, I was intrigued with watching my mom and grandparents sitting at the table having coffee, and I wanted coffee. But my mom said, you can't have coffee, but you can have tea. As I grew into adulthood, tea became my choice. I began to study about different flavors and where tea originated. Hello, Tea World. Welcome to my new podcast with Bennie Richardson, Tea Talk, where we're going to talk, empower, and advance. Now, come on, get your teacups, grab them, and let's have tea talk. Hello, Tea World. Welcome to my new podcast, Tea Talk, where we're going to talk, empower, and we're going to advance. I am so glad to have my guest with me today, Scotty Johnson from Scotty Fashions.
Glad to be here.
And I'm glad to have my daughter, Shanita Richardson from Touch Your Desire.
Hello.
And she also has a journal out, by the way. Want you to know it. Well, since we're all here today, I chose a subject that I thought that would be good to talk about at our first tea. And it is procrastination. Anybody know anything about that?
Yeah, girl.
Unfortunately, yes.
Part of my life.
Believe it or not, when I was studying, 15 to like 20% of Americans procrastinate.
Or more. Mm-hmm.
Probably,
I believe that.
I believe somebody. You know what? If it's really going to talk about it honestly, I believe we all procrastinate.
In some way, yes.
But I just want to first, since we're talking about this subject, what do you think procrastination is?
Putting off. Just putting off tasks or anything that you need to do for a long time. Putting it off, putting it on the shelf, saying I'm going to get back to it later, not getting back to it later sometimes, or either the very, very last second you go in and you get it done under pressure. So that's what it is for me.
What about you, Scotty?
It's
What do you
not a
think?
lot like that. Yeah, put it on the shelf, take it off, dust it off, and put it back up there again. And wait until the last minute to do it.
Well, but let's go a little bit deeper into this procrastination. What do you think the dangers of procrastination is?
The dangers. Just maybe not getting the task done if you wait too long and, the time runs out. So you don't get it done, and then there's consequences to that.
What are the consequences? I mean, because that's part of the dangers, right?
It could be many consequences. It depends on the situation.
What it is that, or what you're procrastinating with.
So just kind of share, maybe because some of our audience may have gone through some of the dangers. What are some of the dangers of procrastination?
Something physical, You got an ailment or something that you're dealing with. You need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the doctor, but you don't want to go to the doctor because of fear of maybe my bill's going to be too high or it's going to cause me pain or something. So you keep on procrastinating and putting it off. And finally, you get to a point where I can't wait any longer. I've got to go. Well, you go to the doctor and they say, well, you know what, Scotty, if you would have come 3 weeks ago, we would have taken care of this right here with medicine. Well, now we've got to go do surgery.
So has it happened to you?
Okay, you know what?
Somebody done procrastinated too long.
Since you're gonna call me out like
Somebody
that,
has procrastinated too long.
yes, it has happened
what
to
happened?
me.
What happened?
I ended up having to have surgery. I had to have some female stuff done, and because I did not go when I started having those issues at the beginning. And it could have taken a pill, something as small as a pill, and have dissolved it. I had to go in and have surgery. I'm procrastinating now. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm supposed to be going to the dentist. I don't want to go to the dentist because I'm thinking about the pain of the needle and the drill and the... and of course, I'm dealing with this tooth of mine, but
Yeah.
I told you it was me.
I know. And procrastination is such a big problem,
It is.
in our life that we do it, but we don't really realize what we're doing. So how can procrastination choke the life out of your dreams? Let's go there. Let's go.
Well, that's a
How
good
can it
one.
choke the life out of your dreams?
Well, for me, procrastination to me equals procrastination, laziness goes together for me. And then also, what makes me procrastinate is I get overwhelmed. So my dreams to me are overwhelming. They're big.
Yeah.
So and then fear comes in. So all of that to me just, they all hold hands and they come together. So I look at all of that and then I'm just like, nah, that's too big. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll just do a little piece of it. And then I'll think about that bigger piece that I'm going to have to go to. Then I just forget it. I'll put it all down. I'm like, no, I'll do it later. I'll look at it next week. And then I look at it next week. I'm like, that's still too big.
And the weeks go to months, and next thing you know, it's past.
And it has been
Yes,
years.
yes,
I have dreams. I've written down the blueprints for years.
Yes.
And I look and I peek at it. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
maybe next year, maybe next month. Like, so yeah, it's I'm suffocating my dream, and I'm aware
And
of
it's
it.
with cause of
Yeah,
procrastination.
it is.
So do you think that even when we have big dreams that we postpone it, do you think it's because of fear? Fear plays a big part in it. Just is it the fear of the unknown, or is it fear of really doing something great and really succeeding? Which one is it?
Both for me.
Yeah.
Because I've been one. I like to be in the background.
Yeah.
I'm not one who likes to be up front. I don't need to be seen. I don't want to be seen. So the dreams that I have that fear that it is going to,
It's gonna be
catapult
big.
me out there, and it's like, because if I tear up, like if they see something, I say something wrong or whatever, I'm like, I don't want to do that. Let me be in the cut, and I just peek around like, yeah, I like that. Don't do that. Come back. I just manage from the cut, and that's what I like to do. So, yeah, it's fear.
Yeah,
It is
fear. But you know what? Even that don't. If I think if we're not careful, it'll turn into pride.
Think so?
Now, so y'all looked at me real serious right there. Then,
Sit one more time on that.
Let's sit it down.
I see that pride won't come in, okay?
In the pride, because you're saying I.
Okay.
And if you get a big dream, to me, if God gives you a big dream, then it's not about you.
That's true.
But
And
he
see,
included
I
me.
know. And see, mine is total opposite, because my fear comes in the fact that I just don't think I'm qualified for it. I can do it. And I guess that's still pride too, because I'm looking at what it is I think I can do and not realize it or focus on the fact that it's the Christ in me that's doing it. But I'm like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. But in actuality, it does not need to be all about me. It needs to be about the Christ in me.
Yeah.
So I guess so, yes.
Let me just share a scripture with you. I ain't trying to preach or nothing like that. Just trying to show a little scripture. Ephesians 5:5-17. And our listening audience, you can grab it and go with us. This is the NIV, by the way. It says, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. See? So he's telling us, take advantage of the days, because time moves fast. Honey, you can procrastinate so long. Let me share the story with you. Time moves fast. We bought a Mercedes, and we bought this extra plan that went with it. And so the extra plan cost thousands of dollars, but the extra plan was that at about a month or two before you finish paying for the vehicle, you could bring the vehicle in. If you had any dents, they would fix the dents. Anything inside of the car, they would take care of it. Because we had bought this plan, pay for it. So hurrah. I kept telling my husband, I said, we're about a year out. Don't you think you need to take the car in? He said, I got this. I said, oh, okay.
Okay, got this.
And I got this. Your daddy. So, maybe about a month in, I said, don't you need to take the car in? I got this. I got this. Well, he took it in maybe about 2 weeks before we finished paying for the car, and they said, so you about a week late.
Dun, dun, dun.
And he comes out to the car. I said, so
I didn't want to tell you.
I said, so what date are we set up to bring the car in? He said, girl, get in the car. I said, what? What date are we set? He said, we're a week late.
The dangers of procrastination.
I'm sure he said his favorite quote, G. Monet.
I didn't, you know what? I could have said all kinds of things. All kinds of things when he bonnick on him. But you know what? I didn't say nothing. I just got in the car. I was like, that Nick. I mean, procrastinated. We paid all this money and we ain't getting nothing out of this. But this is show you how procrastination.
That was the danger of a procrastination.
The danger.
Yes.
It's
yes.
dangerous.
And the car.
And
the
became
car.
very costly.
Well, let me ask you this question. Have you ever pushed yourself to do something that you really didn't want to do and it paid off?
I really wanted to do it. It paid off.
Yeah. Have you pushed yourself to do something and you really didn't want to do it, but it paid off because you pushed yourself to do it? Ever happened to you?
I'm sure I have.
You say,
Look, I'm sure I have. I'm not lie.
What a moment in time in my life. I'm not gonna say it right now, but I did push myself to change my way of eating, my diet.
Yeah.
I didn't put myself on a diet, but I just changed some habits, and I went with it for a couple of weeks, and in just that short time, it did make a difference. Like
Yeah.
I lost weight, I felt better about myself, and some habits I have permanently changed. So yeah, it was a push because I'm a snacker and a foodie. So, that's what I like to do. But yeah, that's
so that
something.
paid off. Yeah. Anything, Scotty, you can think of?
Mine would be stretching. And I know it seems like something simple, but it's something I just do not like doing.
Right.
But I have recently begun to stretch
Mhm.
every morning and in the evening times, and I can feel a difference in my body because I have done that. But that's something I just did not want to do. But
Yeah,
I am.
but you put it off
pushing
and you
myself to
found
do it.
out. Yeah.
Yes, and it's a push.
Yeah.
It's a push, but it's becoming a good push, though.
Yeah. Because I remember when I first started working, and I was just laying on the couch, and I remember, how you hear that little voice, and it was like, you need to get up and start walking. And I
Yeah.
was like, I cannot walk in the neighborhood with all them dogs because I'm afraid of dogs. I was like, I can't walk in the neighborhood with all them dogs. And I remember God said to me, go over to the field and walk. You can walk.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did. I got up and I started walking in the field. And believe it or not, for years and years and years now, I've been walking, and it's paid off because body-wise, I'm gonna say this on air. I'm 70 years old, but I don't feel like it because I've been walking. So you can do, if you would stop procrastinating, you might find out that a lot of things you do will help you out.
And then it becomes the habit also. And then for me, my body begins to earn it. I be wanting to do that.
You're right.
I start yearning for it. So it becomes a part of me, especially when I keep on doing it.
You're right. Okay. I want to ask you one more question. How can you learn from pushing yourself? How do you learn? How do you learn when you push yourself? How can you learn from it?
I learned from it, like once I pushed myself, and it's like God comes to me and says, see, I took that excuse away. It's really, every time I come up with an excuse, he takes it away like that. You're just making up things. It's all in your head. You really can do this. You can do all things
Right.
through Christ. So, yeah,
So you and God, you and God go back and forth. Sound like
hustle. We tussle daily. Like if God was a human being, like I could just see his face, like rolling his eyes, like, girl,
like really?
why are you like this? I didn't make you like this. And I always tell him, I'm like, I know I get on your nerves, but I know you love me though. I know you love me.
Yeah, but he still wants you to stop.
Yeah, he and that's when those consequences come. I love you, and this is why this is getting ready to happen. Because I love you.
Yeah.
I love you this much.
Anything, Scotty? Anything to that question? How can you learn from pushing yourself, or have you learned from pushing yourself?
It becomes rewarding to me. It depends on what it is I am pushing myself to do. It becomes rewarding to me. Just like stretching, it becomes rewarding to me because I'm becoming more limber. Or whenever I did start walking, I love going to the gym. And I love working out. It just becomes reward. I think it's just a great big reward for me. Okay. So it makes me want to do it more.
I got one more scripture. I'm not preaching, but I got one more scripture. It's in Hebrews 12 and 11 to my listening audience. You might want to look. Hebrews 12 and 11 on the NIV, it says, no discipline seems pleasant at the time. We make it sound but painful. But it says, but later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have trained by it. See, you have to train. I'm thinking in life, we have to train ourselves to do things even when we don't want to. I think a trainer, when you go in with a trainer, it's horrible. The trainer gonna make you do stuff that you don't want to do.
Yes.
But the trainer knows, because he is a trainer or she is a trainer, they know if you keep with this exercise, you're going to have that body that you want.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
They know that.
It's just like having a baby. The pain and agony that you go through with having a baby, or either carrying the baby. Your body go through all these different changes, and then when it comes out to birth the baby, the pain. But once you have that baby, you hold that baby in your hand, your arms.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it all. It was worth all the pain. So,
procrastination, sure, we're talking about it, listening audience, and I know many of you maybe say, I hear y'all, but y'all don't know my situation. And you're true. It's true. We don't know your situation, but we do know that I remember you telling your daughter, who did not like math,
right?
Tanaya, she is now getting ready to graduate
college.
Mm-hmm. She did not like math. She could not do math, and she would procrastinate about that. But I remember hearing you when she would go to school every morning. You would say, Tanaya, what is the scripture? And you taught it to her, and she would repeat it before she would go out the door. She would say, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So, listening audience, I know procrastination I know we all struggle with doing things that we don't want to do. But, I used to think that you need to learn a lot of scriptures. But you know what? I grabbed hold of that one scripture, and I repeat that one scripture a lot. Lifeline. Yes. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So I'm so happy that you all sat down at my first tea talk table.
Yes.
I'm so happy to have you and to share with our listening audience about procrastination. But you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell you all that we had a special tea today. That it's in line with procrastination, and it's called Organic Lemon Balm. And it's a relaxation tea. It's a tea that will put you to sleep. And we don't want to keep sleeping.
We don't want to keep
sleeping. But we want to rise up and do what we're supposed to do. Yes. And we're going to follow up with this. We're talking about procrastination, but we're going to have someone that's going to come and help us to stop procrastination.
Yes.
Stop doing it. We're going to have someone in our life. Yeah, we need her. We're going to need this person in our life. So, to our listening audience, I would like to say to you, thank you so much for tuning in to Bennie Richardson Tea Talk. And we hope to see you again soon. Hope to see you, and glad that you all were able to come and be with me.
Thanks for having me.
And to my audience, grab your teacup.
Yeah.
Grab your teacups. Come back and be with me for Tea Talk, where we will talk. We're going to empower you, and you're going to advance. Have a great day. And again, thank you for watching. And I'll see you again soon on Tea Talk.